Welcome back to the channel, and on this video I want to talk about the German language. Right, a lot of people speak about this a lot. Why for some people it is a very challenging topic because some people think or feel it's really hard. Of course, it's a hard language. And what do I want to do? I just want to share some ways you could actually help improve your German skills and how you could learn and how I actually did mine, because I remember when I moved into the country I didn't even speak or even know a word in German even before I moved in. And I think in 2021 I did my B2 certificate German exam and I passed. And till now I do speak and I really understand to a very large extent, right? So I just wanted to share some of the tips that worked for me and has been working for me, and hopefully you can also learn something from this video. So please watch till the end and don't forget to like, subscribe, and also drop your comments if you have a question. And I remember when I came in 2018, I didn't even know a damn word in the German language. And I actually had this zeal, like this, interest to actually learn, because not just because I wanted to learn, I also knew that if I wanted to, do some couple of things in the country and go a little bit far, it would be a really good idea to understand the language. And most especially I don't like to be in a situation whereby I'm in a gathering or something, I don't know what people are speaking or talking about, and it just puts me in a very uncomfortable situation. I think those were like my motivation back then. And what I did was that immediately when I came into the country, I already started learning German while I was also doing my master's then. And the good part was my school, and I believe most of the universities in Germany also offer this option where they give you the option to learn German as a side, course, maybe evenings or twice in a week. So then I was doing the twice in a week, and I started from like A1.1, even though it was really challenging because I had to work and I had to study, and sometimes I would miss some of the classes. But then it was really like a very good start. I got some of the foundations, and while I was doing that, I was also working. And during my working period, I really was talking to people who didn't even speak English, and so that really helped me. And during the working period, I was talking to some of my colleagues, and during the break time, we would speak German. And the little one I knew, I would just speak back and respond with the to the best of my knowledge. And even though people would say, there's a difference between learning German in the streets and learning German in the school. Yeah, I agree. I do agree, but at least it's sort of builds your confidence at the beginning. And so why that lasted on for like I think 1 2 years. I was doing a lot of self-learning as well. So I would watch videos on YouTube, and I would also listen to podcasts once in a while. But I think when the whole thing really changed for me, if I remember very well, when I started being confident to construct proper sentences in German and also to write proper sentences in German, was when I took the first intensive class in, I think that was in B1 level. So really important, guys. If you really want to learn the language, trust me, at the point you should opt in for the intensive class. When I say the intensive class, I mean those classes where you would do like a German language course every day for like 2 months for a particular level, and then you spend like 5 hours every day. So it's like a full-time schooling program, right? And you're just learning specifically this language, right? So I think I started doing the intensive on the B1 level. That was the time I started gaining confidence in speaking, and I also started gaining confidence in writing, and I could really pick a lot of the words that people were saying and just make sense out of complex topics, right? So that kept on going. At the same time, I would also watch videos on YouTube, and sometimes I even push myself to watch movies with German subtitles, or even German language entirely, depending on the case. And I think after that, I was a little bit confident, and I even moved further and I did the B2 intensive German course. And that was when a lot of things really changed that period, because then again it's like a new level. So I really got more confident. I was speaking more confidently with people. And what really helped me was that I had a couple of friends that didn't speak English back then. So I think this is one thing that is really important, right? So you would notice that if you're a learner in Germany and you want to really learn the language and speak with people, sometimes the moment people realize that you speak English or they know one language that you speak, they just don't stress themselves speaking the German with you. They just switch to speaking English with you automatically. And yeah, sometimes you just fall for it and then you start speaking English with them. But I don't know what to say on that part. I think if you really want to learn, you have to put a stop to that. And for me, like I said, I had friends who didn't speak English, so they only spoke German and some other language which I didn't speak. So it was a very good common ground for me, and it really pushed me because I would speak with these people, for a very lengthy time during the day, and there was no other means of communication. We were only talking in this language, and yeah, that kept on going for a very long time till I was finally able to find my ground. And I think I stopped at the B2 level back then after I did the B2 Telc exam, which I also passed. And yeah, and I think it's really important to know that if you really want to learn the German, it's most or much more easier for you to do it while you still have the time. When I mean while you have the time, I mean times like when you're still a student, because eventually when you start working as a full-time employee in the country, trust me, people say you can always do anything you want to do at any time, but it is really hard because for you to learn the language by then, you would need at least minimum 1 month, 2 months to do an intensive course. And I don't think any company would let you go off for 2 months straight to go take an intensive course, except you want to go on a sabbatical leave. Other than that, I think the best time you could actually do it is to start while you're still, still being a student, because you have a lot of time. Then trust me, when you actually start working, you don't have the time again. You don't have that leisure of, taking off 3 months, 4 months, or whatever it is to go learn intensive German. And about the videos which could actually help you if you want to learn German, maybe online, or you want to practice, there's a lady called Learn German with Anna. She's a very big one on YouTube. I was using her videos, and I was also watching the Easy German videos on YouTube. Check them out. And also, I would listen a lot to the Easy German podcast. They also have a podcast on Spotify, and I will also watch the videos. And it's just basic like B1, B2 kind of German level where they really interact. They go into the streets to talk to people, and it gives you this cool feeling of really knowing what people say, in different situations. And yeah, I was using that a lot to learn, and that was how I was able to practice my German to a very good level. And as at the time in 2021, I was able to also sit for the exam and also pass the exam. And yeah, if you're planning to maybe take an exam, my advice would be for you is to just push yourself. Don't put yourself in the comfort zone of speaking English like I'm doing on this video. But of course, I speak. If you want to actually hear me speak, you can meet me. If you get the opportunity to meet me in person, saying you're going to see that part of me. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to leave it in English. And yeah, I hope this information is useful to you. And please put a comment if you have any question. Subscribe if you haven't. It's an upcoming channel, and that's one way you could already support me. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Until then, see you on the next video. Ciao.